Hello everyone. Trying to make this work. I wonder if you guys can hear me, and if yes, hope you're doing good today and everyone is having a good week so far. I'm a little sick, but that's okay. I might mute the mic time I want to cough. I have a button here, so if you can hear me well, let me know. And hey, Sonda, how are you, buddy? Tax Studio, thank you, by the way. LB Studies Animation, hello, hello. All right, I'm glad you guys can hear me. To get you up to speed, this is an Archviz project that I am optimizing, working on. It's work in progress, and it's big actually. It's two villas, but right now we're just working on one. And this is a collection of like many people worked on this as a practice, and I'm just reviewing the thing and organizing and looking at things that can be fixed and fix them. And yes, I activated good news that Substance released their plugin for 5.4. So I'm using 5.4, and we're gonna, as we go these streams, just like always, try what's the latest. I was trying with my friend yesterday and today's morning, Xavier. So we're gonna have another stream where each of us make their own little cute environment based on a photo in Unreal. And yeah, Unreal 5.4, I'm really excited about. I was trying to test some displacement stuff and tessellation. It's exciting. So we will see what we can bring from that into architecture. And yeah, this is a project here. I am in the word outliner. There are things, when you move an asset from folder to folder where you need to fix up redirectors. Sorry. Any best practices, good practices, we will cover all these during these streams. And yes, if you have any question during these streams, anything related to Unreal Engine, Twinmotion, architecture, 3D, put it between brackets question, and I will do my best to answer all your questions. So the whole purpose of these streams is for me to open Unreal Engine, do my thing, just chill and read the questions you guys have and keep going. So it's good to see you all, and let's get started. I cannot read your name, but hello to you too from Ukraine, my man. Can Google read it? Michael, I think Michael or Michelle. Is it right? Hope you're doing good, man. Hello to you too, buddy. Video editor. Hello everyone, I wonder, can you run this scene in standalone VR headset without any graphical quality loss? Porting this project to virtual reality is something I'd love to do, actually. I took out my headset, it's on that table, a couple of days ago. But before porting this, I need to optimize it. I know for a fact that this project, for example, we have many objects that can be instanced or objects that can be combined together. So I'm doing that, and I'm recording some videos as I go, so I'm excited about some videos coming to the channel soon. And once we port it for VR, we will stream it. Video editor Lee, my man. So usually when I open a project, I first like to keep the word outliner kind of organized. So these are assets that I merged using the modeling tools. Ultimately, I want to merge them all together. But what I can do for now is put them at least in their layer. So from here, I would select these items, unhide the layer, right click, move selected actors to level, sorry, level, not layer. And this way you can keep your project organized and you can load levels when you need them. Excited for 5.4. You never disappoint. Thank you, Sonda. Muaz, hello, Habibi. Abbas, hello, hello. How Kid Drones Club? No sound. I hope there is sound. And let me put the chat on the corner. Thank you, video editor. So what I'm doing now is selecting the actors that are not in folders. I try always in the projects that I'm working on as a best practice to keep the word outliner empty of actors and keep things in folders as much as possible. That's like the rule of thumb. So I would select these 3 blueprints and put them here. I would select this static mesh that is for something. So this is multiple meshes, Datasmith with groups inside it from CG Merger, inside project, assets, and I can organize it more later. We have a group actor here of this asset, and to delete groups you can press Shift G. That will ungroup items, but be careful. So right now we have these. They are inside Datasmith actor. I ideally prefer, so these are also M18 buffer. Let's enable this for this asset to be inside a folder. Something happened with these folders when we add. We will do that later. So these here under peer ball. I hope. No, they are not, are they? Are these not unique? So this is 27, this is 35, this is 29. Okay, so this is a scenario where we have actors or assets that are technically the exact same as far as I remember, but for some reason they are not instances. And there are ways, well, I think if the rotation sucks, but what we can do, we can try select actors that has the same material. In this case, these guys. Then take one, let's say number 17 or number 1, select all these and replace them. It would be cool if we can find a Python script or something to make the rotation randomized of the assets, or just quickly, rotate it like this. Disable the snapping here. And to be honest, they still look kind of randomized in a cool way. But this is way much better for the memory of the experience that you have. And they don't have to be perfect. You can re-simulate these. Actually, today I was trying to simulate. Let's see if it's gonna work or crash. physical layout. Let's save. Love your videos from Pakistan. Tak Studio, thank you so much, Habibi. So we have Michelle from Ukraine, and we have Tak Studio from Pakistan. Where the rest of you are watching from, guys? How's your day going? I'm gonna add this to my favorite so I can always easily find it. Would you prefer for video shots Unreal Engine, Lumion, D5 or any other program? What do you think? I love Twinmotion video editor. Twinmotion have support for Lumen and path tracing, and it has like good library of models, materials, anything that you want. So it's a really good tool, and it has like some sort of support with Unreal Engine that I didn't test, but I believe it's good. So Twinmotion is the way. Now for the rest of these assets, let's do the same. Let's select all of the same material. And me, I have a custom shortcut that I like to set that I didn't set in here 5.4. It's select all of the same material. So if I go to edit, editor preferences, same material, yeah, select all of the same material. I like to set it to Alt M as a shortcut. And if we close it now, if I press Alt M, it will select all with the same material. And this makes it easy to select any object. So let's say we need the object number 3 here, select all these guys and simply replace the mesh with these meshes. It would be fun conversation with ChatGPT to ask it for Python script that auto randomize rotation of what you have selected, or just physics draw that stuff. Actually, speaking of physics, let's save. And will this work? Yeah. I didn't watch the tutorial, I watched part of it. But let's see. So we need to have collision on the mesh. I believe now we do. And I don't know how to exactly do it. Maybe we can watch the tutorial. Paint place, enable gravity. Should I run any simulation or something? No, I don't think that will work. Hey, Vikram. Thank you. All is good. How about you? I'm doing great. Thank you for joining the stream, Vikram. So for me, I'm trying to figure out how to paint with physics, but I think the best way to figure that out is to go to the original tutorials. So let me search for your boy William.
remember any of your settings. So I found this to be, these all need to have collision set up. By default, most models base ground that I want to, we're going to open up the static mesh editor by double clicking on it. The primitive is now ready to go ahead and drag and drop our using this. So I'm going to go through with you with my preferred settings that just pretty much work all the time. So first thing, minimum distance here, that is going to control the spacing between the object that you paint. And for my own sake, I like to drag this down to minimum for reasons you'll see soon. Next is min position and max position. I usually like to set, reasons you're going to 60 and 3 different angle every single self-explanatory. Maybe point place this with gravity, okay? Because otherwise your rocks are going to go floating across.
So how can I reach that point? I didn't set any of the settings here. So I said something for the rotation, 360 or 350 then. Scale, keep it as it is. What is this exactly? Physical layout preset. Ah, shit. This is just a preset, but that's cool. So we can, like, with the preset, assign the meshes you want to assign. So I definitely need to watch from the start.
So now that we have collision on our rocks, we are now ready to go ahead and scatter rocks on this floor here. By going up here, we're going to open up the static mesh editor by double clicking auto convex new tab open up. All we need to do.
Oh, I didn't finalize the creation of the collision. Okay, now I have it. So it's asset number 1. Do you think that's the problem? Place with gravity. Why it's not working? How about you, Vicky, by the way, Vikram?
It hit the apply button. That is our new all of the save button here. That all collision. Let's just drag and drop 2 rocks here. And in the lit tab up here, we can click on player collision. And you'll see we already do have collision here.
Oh, do I need collision on the objects that I need to have collision on? So let's make sure that this, for example, has collision. Let's add a box collision. Let's save. Let's shift 9 and I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong, but I'm sure there must be something I'm doing wrong. Because I wanted this morning to place rocks inside this scene. I ended up painting them with the foliage tool, but I wanted to do them with physics. However, in this project, it's crashing. So I didn't get the time to test it. So I'm glad it didn't crash in this project, at least. So I have collision on the floor. Vicky, thank you for your help, by the way. And we have collision on the pier. Let's try adding that again. Place with gravity. Let's continue the tutorial though.
So now that we have collision on our rocks, we are now ready to go ahead and scatter rocks on this floor here. And we're going to drag and drop our rock right here in the mesh. If you want to add multiple different kinds of rocks, you can go ahead and add them right here, like so. I'm just going to add 2 variants here. Now, there are a few things you really need to be aware of when you're using this. So I'm going to go through with you with my preferred settings that just pretty much work all the time. The first thing, minimum distance here, that is going to control the spacing between the object that you paint. And for my own sake, I like to drag it down to minimum for a reason you'll see soon. Next is min position and max position. I usually like to set the z-axis to something like 150 for reasons you're going to see soon. Max rotation, I always tend to crank this up to 360, 360, and 360 because that will make it so each rock that we place will be oriented in a different angle every single time. And lastly, min and max scale random is pretty self-explanatory. I'm going to set this to 0.2 and maybe 0.6, something like that. The last thing we need to do is you're going to want to place this with gravity, okay? Because otherwise your rocks are going to go floating across the universe, and this is probably not what you want. And now we're ready to go ahead and click on our rocks here, and you'll see we are placing a whole bunch of rocks into a nice pile.
Yeah, it's not working. I also feel hungry. That makes it funny. Okay, that's fine. This does not want to work, so it does not want to work. Now, I wonder if we can find anything about random if there is just anything about that. So just give me a second, sorry. To be honest, I don't like this at all, so I will simply reduce. Let's bring back the content browser. That's what So here the material spheres, these are one way I'm planning different materials on objects is by doing this. Different spheres for different rooms, different options. And that will make it easier when I have multiple options with Blueprint. So I will just simply call this what it should be called. And forget about it. And for the project, rotation using a counter that randomizes the rotation for every other array element. Create a utility widget. Oh, this is actually a good idea. Let's give it a shot. I wanted to try utility widget this morning with changing materials, but Unreal didn't start. That's what happened. Editor utility. Is this right? Or should I use asset action utility, base class for asset action related, editor utility? So I'm just double checking. Let's go with this as a start. So Vicky, I'm gonna read your message again. Thank you for your help. Create utility widget blueprint, then get all selected assets from the viewport using level subsystem. All the assets will be stored in array. Get for each loop and set the rotation. Make sure to use variable to randomize file. Rotation using the counter that randomizes the rotation for every other array element. I hope I can pull this off, man. I don't think I got the experience with utility widgets to do so. I don't even know how to get selected actors that so do we have any selected get selected assets of class, get selected assets? Is there anything about viewport? It's cool actually. Polygon Flow have this stuff as well. Thank you, Vikram. Let's do a little search on it as well. Use 5.4. Jaro from Puerto Rico. Is it Yaro or Jaro? Sorry. Greetings, buddy. Hope you're doing good. So Vikram, type editor actor subsystem. Editor actor. Get editor actor subsystem. Oh wow. Is this what we're talking about? then pull it out from it and type selected actors. So get selected level actors. Nice, buddy. Selected level actors. From here we should store or get from loop or loop. Hey, Sabado, Ayman, how are you, buddy? From Burkina Faso, from Africa. Thank you, man. I love these streams because people from all over the place. Hope we're doing good. It's amazing, man. Okay, now let's test it. Create widget button and let's print all actors we have selected. All right. Print string of the array element. Would that work? And should I connect anything here in the get selected actors, or it would just run? I wonder if I'm doing this right at all or not. So here I have this actor, run editor utility widget. Is this the way? Or did I print? Ah, I need to create a button. Okay, let's create a button. What type of widget did I create? I think the one without button. Let me create the widget again. So we need editor utility widget. I created the first one, so let's create the second one as an option. Stack box, I guess. And under the graph, so let's create a button here. No, this is a border. Where is the favorites? Do we have? Add a border, and then let's add editor utility button, and let's add a text, and let's make under the graph the button. When we click the stuff, let's copy this, compile, run, and let's see. Nice. Wow, hell yeah, man. We have 4 actors and these are their names. Vikram, thank you. This is going well so far. Oh, Ghost Reborn, hello buddy. How are you? So that's cool. We managed to create an editor utility where, let's say I have all these actors, click. Nice. Wow, the possibilities, man. There was this tutorial I want to guide me and everyone to watch it again. I was trying to apply it on the Unreal Engine channel. I want to try this tutorial next. But why watch tutorial when we have Vikram? Thank you so much. So if we stop utility, let's say like set random rotation or let's see what we can get from here. Set actor rotation. Now we have selected actors. Let's figure out a way to change rotation. So we just take set relative location. Yeah, Vikram, thank you. Let's do it. So let's, instead of actor, set relative rotation array for the target, and I would break these. Let's split to struct pin. Now we have the role floats, and we can take a random float. Is that correct? Or should I take random float between 0 and 360? So let's figure out. How do I do that? Float range, in range, random value. Actually, yeah, you're right. Let's put randoms. 1, 2, 3. Or should we just pull this 3 times? You're right, Vikram. We should test it first. What are you doing, Yahya? So let's make a duplicate of these guys. And let's click. Hell yeah. Nice. It kind of works. Is it? Ha. It's working in an interesting way. It kind of works. And how about instead of these guys, so let's press Ctrl, delete these, and let's go back to the pearls where we had earlier. So let's make like this scenario. Whoa, what happened? Let's put them in a folder and let's test it again. Nice. Did I lose the location of my button? No, hopefully not. It's here. So let's double click this. Let's, oh, what did I do? Go to the designer and let's just get little fancy. Call it random rotation. Compile and save and run the utility. And let's select these guys. Something is happening on this level. So we need the random rotation between like this 0 and 360 range. Let's figure it out. This is good. So we go to graph. Oh, I have this. It's my bad. Run. Let's make bigger values somehow. In range. What is the stream? Would this work? No way. I feel kind of stupid. Yeah, it's not working on the X. Okay, we can take a lerp node, set the values in range, and let's try that. Let's do that. Is this what we're talking about? I think I did something wrong because now it's not working. Like what the alpha would be like, would that do it? What funny stuff I'm doing now? Oh, look at that. Thank you, Vikram. This is awesome here. So it seems we want to connect the random float with the alpha. Is that correct? So if you select these, let's go. We did it. Hell yeah. So wait a second, let's try it on the actual mesh again. Thank you so much, by the way. This is really awesome. And it gives me an idea to add another button. So where is my actor? Wow, did I delete the Datasmith scene? I think I did. This is awesome though, this is really good. Let's try it again. Actually, I'm thinking something because of the rotation, if you want it more controlled, here's what we would do. Like, here's a copy. Actually, wait. Just for one, click, go to model, mesh, no, not mesh, pivot, let's center it. Thank you so much, guys. Sorry, Vikram, Joshi, for sharing. Really, like, shout out to you. This is extremely helpful. Thank you so much, man. So now we centered the pivot like this. Really, like your guides, like step by step, very helpful. Let's try it again. Hell yeah. Just makes me happy to take this out. Just click a billion times. Let's save it. So let's recap for everyone who want to make a random rotation tool like this, where when you click it, right click, run editor utility widget, earlier we had a problem where I wish I needed the tool, like I wished, hey, is there any quick way to randomly rotate selected actors? And thanks to your boy Vikram, Joshi, and everyone, especially you, Vikram, you can create an editor utility widget. So if you right click and go to editor utilities, create editor utility widget. And when you create that, you can create a button. So the way you can create button, first add a border and then a button and then a text inside that button. And this is not UMG tutorial, but if we make it smaller, cool, add more buttons. When you go to the mode where we have, sorry, the graph, that button we've created, so editor utility button, when we click on it, so first search for editor actor subsystem, get editor actor subsystem. From here, click and drag get selected level actors. And from here, click and drag for each loop and then test it. So first, before doing this, we tested it. Thank you again for the tips, Vikram. We print string with the selected actors, for example. So in the string, instead of hello, we want the array element. The engine will convert the name for us to a string. And if you compile, run, select the actors, you will get the names. So this is working now. We set actor relative rotation. And when you do that, you will get like the X and Y and Z set together. Set actor relative rotation. So right click, split struct pin to get the float values for X, Y, and Z. And then the lerp, linear interpolation between 0 and 360 on the A and B, make tree, connect tree, and then get the random float. So this is another float node you can find. Connect that to the alpha, connect these to the X, Y, and Z, then connect this here, the element to the array, compile, save, and run, and it should run. So good stuff. Thank you so much. And this is the stuff. What? So if you want to expand more, guys, on the editor utility widgets, there is this stream or short 20-minute tutorial that I saw a couple of days ago. It's accelerating your editor workflow.
And it will open the blueprint that contains the function that's being blueprint-based system. So you might be thinking to yourself, I shall make them from the blueprint submenu, and you would be wrong. Instead, we're going to make them from presenter view. This is my little speaker's notes. I've got a little timer over here.
This is also very cool, where you see like the notes inside the editor and design whatever you want. So here he gives an example on this, the ability to switch nanite. So I wanted to follow up, like to follow this tutorial as well.
We're going to have to organize them because you might have global functions that will affect multiple types of assets as them, but in material instance browser. So now I can go into my material instances folder, and we can see now I have a scripted asset actions change parent. Great. But again, you're going to make dozens or hundreds of these, and you're going to have to organize them because you might have global functions that will affect multiple types of assets as opposed to a specific type of asset. So let's take that organization one level deeper by setting the category of the function to materials. Now, if I compile and run in here, you see it's scripted asset actions materials change parent. So it helps us organize these functions a little better. But you might have a function on your asset action utility that you don't want to be visible to the user. Parent operation, say, I am beginning a new transaction. And it's like we have a little receipt printer.
This is a really good tutorial. I'm gonna link you guys to it here in the chat if anyone wants to design like cool tools with this. Vikram, you sent me a cool utility widget on the Discord. It's a game changer for Archviz. Let's try it on the stream. Hell yeah, man. Thank you. Let's give it a shot. So that's you. Let's download the asset. If you right click any folder, you can show that folder in the Explorer. And let's actually make something here, call it editor widgets. Find this guy, move it there. Show in Explorer. Just notice the camera is not working. So let's save the folder here. Set material to asset. So if we run this, let's select the same actors. Would you teach me how this works? Would I select material and do this? Cheers, Ricardo. Cheers from Portugal. Good day to you. To set material directly from to asset from viewport. You can use this to set material directly to asset from viewport. Let me figure it out. My IQ needs few points. So do I need to have things selected as a start? Get selected level actors, yes. And set material. So cast, and then let's select these. Set material. What if I have object with no material? It does that once you set material to an asset in the viewport. It's only in viewport, but not to the asset itself. This does it directly for you. Let me try again. So let's have multiple assets, let's say, that we can test from. And let's have just a selected material. So what if I assign and then do this? I'm not sure how to use it. Thank you, Ricardo. I'm glad you like the project. It has been in progress for a while and we're optimizing it. So little by little, it definitely make some progress. And this project actually is a case study, like to learn new things, exactly like what we're doing here. Thanks to VCram, I'm learning today more about editor utility widgets, something I always wanted to learn on my own, but here, VCram, again, thank you. It's good to learn new stuff. Oh, wait. I think I understand. Oh my God. Okay. Vikram, dude, this is amazing. Now I get it. Yes, sir. Okay. Hell yeah, man. Wow. I know my team members will love you for this. Okay, so let me demonstrate this. And Vikram, I'd wonder if you have like ArtStation or something so we can at least people follow you for your creations. This is amazing, dude. Thank you for sharing this with the community, man. So this asset here, or the idea of, to anyone who didn't understand how this works or like what we're doing, is sometimes when you import assets with Datasmith, and if you import materials or not, in some cases, as you just saw, like these assets, they simply don't have material here, right? But if I right-click this asset and select actors using this asset, I think there might be a couple. And there is, so let's delete these. There is this asset here, that is this one here, that has, this one has material on it, but this, the original actual mesh does not have material. And then instead of opening the original mesh and come here and then find this material and then assign it like this and then save it like we do, you can simply use this editor utility widget. So let's see. If I locate this object, let's see where it is in our project. If there is any actor using this, no. Let's find something with no. So maybe this candlestick, select actors using this asset. We have this one here. I saw some other asset somewhere else with much nicer, yeah, let's see these. This one here, object 404, it doesn't have any materials, but here, as you can see, it has like the chrome and these things selected. So let's do the magic. There we go. Amazing, Vikram. Thank you so much. So now with one click, we assign three objects with three material IDs. This is usually a pain. It takes you like 20 seconds, 30 seconds to do this manually. Now you can do it like this. If this is not super cool, I don't know what this is. Thank you for sharing this, man, again. So here we have the same thingy. So we have 1, 2, 3 tables, and here they have materials. So I can click 1, 2, 3. Would it work on multiple actors? I think it does, yeah? There we go. Amazing. So this will definitely help so much in building your master library, guys, when you're working. And to create this, Vikram, I hope you don't mind showing this since you shared it with me for anyone who wants to recreate it. Exactly, you can select multiple actors. All thanks to this, the get selected level actors. This is very cool, man. It's amazing. A couple, what, like, I imagine a couple of these tools, what can it do to save time? Sure, go ahead. Thank you for the okay. So, okay, guys, let's break down this set material little editor utility widget by Vikram. Vikram Joshi, if you have ArtStation or something, send me so we can put it as well. So here, the same process, you have a button, And here's where this is actually cool, like editor utility widgets. You can have one editor utility widget with multiple. So let's recreate it here, see if I'm gonna be able to create it. I'm gonna add another button. So put it in the stack inbox and put text on top of that button and call it change or assign to static mesh. Assign material to static mesh to OG, I think I'm gonna call it original. So let's say that. Let's go to graph. When this is clicked, so this new button on clicked, we want to editor actor subsystem, find that, editor actor subsystem, nope. Get selected actors, get selected level actors, and we want to do a loop. So for each loop, no, or do you want to cast? I need to remember, I need to cheat. So get selected level actors for each loop and then cast to static mesh actor. So for each loop, let's get this and then cast to static mesh actor. The same array. And what we're doing here, we're doing again for each loop. We're getting all the materials. And as a static mesh actor, we have, this is connected here. And it's connected. So we're getting the materials. And we are assigning the materials on the static mesh. If I get it correctly. I'm not sure I did, but even though if I try to build it. So as static mesh, the node I want to get from here, if I want to understand, get material. Get material, static mesh component. I don't know if I'm doing it right. So get material, get materials. So for each loop, we want to set the material or from here, set material on the static mesh component. The material I'm trying to recreate it from here. So get materials, I think we got this one right. Static mesh component, static mesh, set material. Material index, okay, I'm kind of doing that. So this is the material index, this is the array element. I don't know what I'm doing here. I think this is wrong. So this is a target. Maybe it is right. Let's double check. So we can reset the material here, assign it. I don't think it worked. Because I am a noob, that's for sure. Let's close some pages. I just want to make sure that it's me who did something wrong, and it is me who did something wrong. Okay. It's always interesting to recreate blueprints. You need to get the static mesh from the static mesh component and then set the material. Okay. You need to get the static mesh from the static mesh component. So get static mesh. Oh, thank you, sir. So get the static mesh and then set the material like this, and the material index and the array element for the material. Compile, save, and run. Save. Hell yeah, thank you. It works. Thank you very much for sharing this with the community. Again, Vikram. And that's how we curate it. So now, I love this because like one static utility widget, and then you can create buttons and menus and all the tools you need inside the engine to make your life nice and good. You know what would be cool now? Oh my God, I use this so much. That would be interesting. Imagine a tool that will first, when I search for this, you can click and drag. As you can see, it's not as good. So what if we somehow, this object, we get access to, where is it? Under bake, no, not bake, the X form, the bake transform, rotation on scale, where is it? Bake RT. Yeah. Is this baking? Yes, it is. There we go. So it baked it. For these now they are replaced like this. But what is the value here? So this is 0, 0, 0. Nope, not this one. Yeah. So for these, you can delete, delete, delete. And what would be also cool for objects like this, where we have multiple meshes. So this is, we have 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. If it's just merging these like this, combine is just one mesh. Let's see. So we need to add a new button. And let's add the text. And let's call it bake transform test. Bake transform. So should we cast to static mesh as well? As a static mesh, so set static mesh. I need to look at accessing the tools, the modeling tools options, but let's see. Let's copy these as they are. So these are just for normal transform 3D. Do you think these can be referenced somewhere? Like I remember the 3D modeling script. one way to know. Nice. So actions taking the context sensitive menu helps a lot non-developers. Attribute data. Asset user. Get all assets. Data prep operation, set mesh, substitute mesh. This will replace meshes, so we can replace meshes with meshes or set mesh. Ah, this is cool. So that's why we add another for each loop. We have component, static mesh, set static mesh again. What else do we have? Editor scripting. You know what would be cool? Vikram. I don't know if you've seen this tutorial, the accelerating in your editor workflows, but the first thing he teaches us is how to do like Control-Z operation, because I think we don't have the ability to press Control-Z if we run any of these. Let me try real quick. Yeah, that's cool. I want to give it a shot. Let's try it. So he starts with begin transaction.
And then we, for each loop across all those assets, and we're going to cast them to material instance constant. And once we've done that, we're going to transact the object, and that's going to write the name of that asset on our little receipt printer over here, so that when we go to return our items, we have a whole list of everything that we've worked on. And then the real meat and potatoes here is set material instance parent. All that, we're going to check out loaded assets, because of course we're using source control, right? Worry about it too much. We're done with that, we're going to call off the receipt, and it'll hand the receipt to us, so that when we make changes to, and once we're done with that, then we're going to call save loaded assets. And once we're done with that, we're going to call end transaction, and that will cut off the receipt, and it'll hand the receipt to us, so that when we make changes to these assets, we can just return that receipt. Now,
I just saw your message from earlier, Elisa. Hello, I hope you're doing good.
all I have to do is right-click on all these assets, go to my function, and it will batch, boop, change the parent on all of these materials. But I noticed that I didn't set the parent that the material should change to, so I'm going to undo that operation real quick.
Let me try that. So begin transaction, get selected actors for each loop with the random rotation, let's say, and let's rename. So we know what we're working with. So begin transactions. The context is random rotation, and then get selected assets. For each loop, cast to material. I think, do we need that? Transaction,
Easy, done.
transact object. I don't know about the cast thingy. So would we do our thing in this case? He talks about the function earlier or later.
And I'm going to
Transact object. I don't know, let's try it. I cannot press Ctrl Z. So that's, I know at least something is happening because before I was able to press Ctrl Z. So maybe we need to cast something. Should we end transaction? No. So what about the transaction to be here? At least Ctrl Z now is working again, but it's not affecting this, so it's clearly I'm doing something wrong. So here we have cast to material instance constant, and I don't know why. Cast. This is because he's trying to change the material something. So in this case, what should I cast to in my case? I don't know. Yeah, I definitely messed it up now. Sorry. Yeah, that's fine. Let's delete some of the meshes we don't want. we can put the name instead of combined to this actual name and then click accept. So here we have two meshes instead of like 5 or 4. You can put it in a folder, give it a name, and do a duplicate like this. So there are some older meshes, and one way you can check if they're being used or not is select actors using a specific asset, and it says it's not being selected, but if you try to delete this asset, it tells you, hey, it's in different level or somewhere else. So sometimes you may need to update redirectors, see if that do anything. No. Can Alt-Shift-R for reference viewer, and we can see it's in a level we don't care about, and then this level. There is no so it's not selecting any actor for me. I know I am safe, even though it tells me, hey, this is kind of connected to this, but we can double check by saving anything that's not saved before we delete any actors. Yeah, now it's good. So it's related to a level that I don't care about, and to make deleting things easier for me, I would delete this level that we don't want. So press Ctrl B on this asset, find its older friends, and this is one way you can delete the actors. I'm looking for others with references. So yeah, just simply click and delete. There are plugins and tools that can do that for you, if as long as like when you combine actors like this and you make sure they are deleted from your word outliner, there is a way to get rid of them from the content browser too, especially if you're trying to reduce your project size or reduce how many meshes there is in your project. The best way, of course, to avoid all of that is to make sure your exports from your content, like from your 3ds Max or Blender, is as prepared as much as possible for the game engine. How to install Ultra Dynamic Sky when downloaded from the internet? Asim, assuming you're talking about like the marketplace, if you add it to your account, you can select your project and add it. And usually when you add your the plugin, it will be just added in the content browser. Yeah, so add to project or copy it from project to project. Yes. So it's the same utility widget. Notice here. Thank you, Vicky. Vikram. This is dope. So if I want to make this slightly smaller, I think this is the way, or this is one way. So the border will not work with me. Instead of the border, we can get where is it? Panel, canvas panel. No. Horizontal box. Let's make this smaller. Random rotation is where we need to be next. Bake transform is something we want to figure out later. Translate, transform, apply. Do we have anything about the modeling tools? Geometry script, copy collision meshes. Static mesh. Do we have anything in the scripting? 3D script, 3D modeling. Geometry script. Yeah, we do. Nice. There we go. Here they are. They're under geometry script. So convert mesh selection. We find them, boys, girls, everyone. So what do we need? We want it, let's say, bake transform, right? Bake texture, texture. No. So under geometry script, we have asset management. We said earlier asset attributes or something. Anything about transform? Scale mesh, rotate mesh, transform. Scale mesh UVs. Set mesh UVs from box projection. I want to try this. I know it's not what we're looking for. So target mesh. Create new static mesh. This definitely worth looking into. There is so many options here. I feel they have potential to create your own set of tools instead of switching between modes like this and going through tools. You can automate stuff by just designing your user interface, UI elements. Get a spacer. So the utility has actually saved hours of time when I work with the same asset using different projects and levels. Exactly, Vikram. What is a spacer? Get a spacer, get workspace. What's the most practical way to add asset for Archviz as we import from 3ds Max, Dynamic and reapply material for all the assets? Asim Ansari. When you export your assets, like you make sure that you have not so many material IDs. I see sometimes objects with 5 or 10 material IDs. This is definitely not the way. 1 or 2 is more than enough. And if you create your materials inside Unreal, there is many ways you can replace these materials on the objects inside the engine, but the simplest one is manually do that. The slightly more complex is using data prep and use material by substitute table. So unifying your material IDs when you have like multiple windows, having the same material IDs on all these windows will be beneficial. So ability to select objects like with correct names, if let's say you want to assign all wall meshes, so if you are easy for you to select all the wall meshes, then give them like their correct materials. That's one way you can make it easier for you to select your objects and change materials. Hey, Moyo. Zovosius, your name is very hard. What's up? I'm doing great, thank you very much. How about you? How is your day going? Video editor, what do you think about the future of Archviz interactive tours? People will still look at it daily as flat screen renders. There is a market for everyone, video editor. Like flat screens will stay there because they're convenient. VR tours, they are also immersive, so there is a market for each. Just keep doing what you're doing and do what it interests you. For me, VR is definitely the best way to experience any project. Is it good idea to for some reason I cannot see the chat, to bring in meshes with low geometry? It depends on what you're trying to do, but yes, generally like having meshes with not extreme high poly number is very important. So this does not belong here, or does it? This guy and this guy, they go together like this. These are downstairs. So this is why I love this plugin. Material to the original mesh. And now we have them. Awesome. This one here, it looks right. We were talking about making scale. So I wonder if I'm gonna ever find it. Append a box. Let's try that out of curiosity. If I have a box selected like this and I click on yeah, that will be interesting. One good way to know about like to proceed with the project is to keep the word outliner organized. So in my scenario, it would be great if I can find all these under this stage. So LV3, maple, this one should go here. Yep. Level 2, I would mix some of that with the walls. God, I love Lumen just for this. You can simply hide and unhide so much. Amazing. And then we have level 1. Could need some work. Let's go to level 1. Interesting. So something I don't like about Datasmith exports is sometimes the materials. I'm gonna explain a little bit. Just let's find the right surface for this object. Yeah, is if you open the material and you open the parent material, you can see like why all of this. All we need is simply diffuse, color, metallic, specular. We don't want roughness. There is no even roughness in this, so no need. Keep it simple. Or we could find the original actual mesh, and here we have the normal from a height map, and that's also not correct. It's not correct, the height map. I wonder if there's any normal map. So that's something with Datasmith files, sometimes exports. It does its best. This is a texture object in this case. It's best to replace these type of objects or fix them to like Substance Painter, generate the PPR textures. They will look more realistic. That's for sure. And then again and again with each material. So here we have like one material, two material, three material. So I think for the next streams or the next tools I want to look into VCram is like select these objects, have some sort of design some tools to make it easier for these type of objects to not like, this is even not good for performance. I ideally would first detach the glass from the oranges. So let's do that. We can go to mesh, model, polygroup, edit. When you import objects by default, they don't have polygroups, so it's just like one big mesh like this, and you can generate polygroups by going to attributes and generate polygroups, and there are multiple options you can generate these polygroups from normal deviation, from quads, from UV islands, and so on and so on. I think if we create from connected triangles is not a bad way to do it. So click accept. And then let's go back to model, polygroup edit, select the stuff we want to detach, for example, and simply detach them. I prefer to use mesh, triangle select. Another way, if you don't want to create polygroups, you can do like the triangle select like this. Select just one part like this and then click on flood fill, and then we can click on separate. Click accept. Sorry, here we go. Now, I wish I did the same for this asset here. So let's do it. Mesh, triangle select, flood fill, and separate. For some of these parts, I'm gonna replace like all with one object. So edit pivot, polygroup edit. I wish if there is a way to simplify planar projection. Can tackle this more. I'm imagining like detaching these and then have one instance to replace all of them. It will be lighter for the memory if you're going on like heavy on optimization. For these objects here, because they are two, and they have, look, like so many unnecessary material IDs, we can get rid of them. First, let's just merge these together. So we can go to model, no, we can go to Xform, merge, and call it like glass ball. So now they are one mesh. And for the material, there is multiple ways. You can either open the static mesh editor and delete these guys from here, or from the static mesh editor. So we will keep only two. Save it. And as you can see, it has two material IDs. Hey, hey, mdesign. I'm gonna actually stay for a little bit. We have been for 2 hours. Wow. How this 2 hours happen? How is this even possible? Oh. Incredible. Sorry. I'm also doing an Archviz project, but I'm very new. I'm making my walls. I have no in-between vertices, but I'm using the PPR texture. Is that safe? Technically, it should be safe, but what do you mean about the walls and no in-between vertices, Moyo? As long as your topology is clean, I believe you should be good to go. If there is no light leaks, you should be good to go. So the good thing about using Unreal Engine, problem will appear directly. Don't worry about it. If there is a problem, you're gonna see it. Hopefully. For such oranges, I really have this temptation to fix this, but I know I should not. Can simply have one orange later and do some physics drawings. So I wonder if there is a way I want to start marking the assets that I want to replace with better and higher quality assets, and I think there is. Today I was thinking about tagging assets and maybe like find assets with specific tags. And I wonder if there is a way to design a tool like with select tags. Yeah, I wonder if we can design some tools to select static meshes or things based on tags or specific attributes. That would be fun. Furkan Yelcin, hi from Turkey. Hello Kanka, how are you? Ah, it's 100% clean. All right then, you should be good, Moyo. Hi from the Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe. Yeah, I get it right, hopefully. It's a pleasure, Moyo. How did you manage to make the scene this much smooth? Is it about hardware or something? I have always stuttering lights and I have 360 with Ryzen 9 590. Yeah, one important thing, my friend video editor, is like yeah, you see this, the points I'm talking about, like they are all related to optimization, deleting the extra material IDs, looking at this object and complain. It's like, uh, I was complaining about it. It's instead of like one mesh that is instanced, it's in 250,000 triangles, and that's massive. So having many of these items scattered around, having many materials, and like they add up. Having too many actors, they all add up, and that will definitely impact your performance. Now I have 4090 on this machine. That's definitely helping me on the performance, but let me show you something. The moment I open my lights, like I put all the lights, my scene will start to stutter as well. So one thing I'm doing on this project is to optimize it as much as possible. So when I have lights, and to be honest, this one here has so many lights. There is like so many lights to have less stuttering. Now, something I'm considering of doing is to bake the light on this scene. That will free us from like lighting. We can get creative as much as we want. The moment we have lights, the moment we start having stutters. And of course, there are ways to optimize the lights, like their visibility, if they're casting shadows, and this kind of stuff. Right now, I'm counting on very few like light sources and the post-process volume to compensate for the exposure, and that gives you a good result. I think it looks nice in general. Hoş geldin. Yes, hoş geldin. Running Unreal Engine 5.4 on GTX 1650 i5. Hell yeah, man. We all have to start somewhere. I started on GTX 1080 Ti, and it is fun. I'm not gonna complain. I hope you get superior laptop, Moyo, project by project. Oh, I get it now. Thank you. I'm glad you like my teaching skills. I'm very happy. Thank you so much. Where do you post some of your work? Let me follow you. Thank you, Moyo. I'm active on ArtStation and Instagram. So there is this project that I shared just last week, but I need to post some videos. You guys may have seen it, parts of it. So I'll be posting more of this soon. And tomorrow, with Xavier, you're gonna meet him tomorrow, guys. We are doing some fun environment and world building stuff. So we'll be posting some of that on ArtStation and also Instagram. So on Instagram, you can find us in the description of the video. There is the official page of VR Division, and there is my personal page where I post behind the scenes stuff. And yeah, so posting here and posting on my like main profile. And thank you so much, by the way, guys. Today we reached 44,000 subscribers. Wow. Habibi, wallah, all of you. So thank you all. So I'm gonna put the links in chat. Is the only way to create frosted glass is by creating substrate material? No, that can be done with different ways. You know, this project could use some frosted glass somewhere. Substrate is very cool. It's the future of surfaces. Now, I wonder if I have any frosted glass here. We can take a look at it. If none, I can, like, there were some frosted glass from twin motion objects. And there is this one from Datasmith. So let's see how much frosted this is. Is this even frosted? Yeah, I think it looks frosted. So this might be a good start. You can find this frosted glass in the, if you enable show content, engine content, and plugin content, simply type frosted under the plugins. So here, under engine, plugins, type frosted. And this is, there are two materials. And I believe both, well, there is just one material function, this one, and this is the actual material. This is non-substrate material. So I hope this is a good start. And if you open the material function, make of that material function a material instance, that will be also something. So just for testing purposes, let's select the surface. Click and drag, make copy. Right click that copy, create a material instance, assign that material instance on the surface, and we can see what are the parameters that we can control of that material. So we have the tint color. Let's see if that's doing anything. Yeah, it's kind of doing something. You can see the tint. What if we make the tint like, yeah, it works. So there is the tint, and there is the frostiness amount. Stay frosty. And we have the roughness amount as well. And we have the opacity as well. Yeah, I think it's very cool. And you can do more, of course, but that's the start. So I hope this answers your question, Hamza, on frosted glass. To be honest, I like it. It's looking interesting, but yeah. When you watch the video, you have some hype attack to learn Unreal. Please keep going the new videos. Thank you. Actually, there are some videos I'm excited about. Should be coming soon. They need editing. So I spoke with the editor and we're working on it. Oh, that's what I need. Thank you so much. Hamza, I'm glad so much, buddy. I hope this looks cool in your project, as cool as it looks here. Muaz, I'm excited to see that tomorrow with Xavier. Yes. In the morning, we're gonna do it. See you tomorrow. If you would give me, guys, just a few minutes, I want to bring some waters and I'll be back. We can keep working on the project a little bit. I think this, yeah, we can keep working on the project a little bit and we can answer more questions. So I will see you in a little bit. Let's put some music and let's put the be right back item, perhaps 5 minutes. Hello again. Hello, Parth. You have 2 questions. Let's go. So first, can we have both Lumen and non-GI as selectable scenes for low and medium settings? First, can we have both Lumen and non-GI as selectable scenes for low and medium settings? And I believe the answer should be yes, in theory, if you have 2 separate levels. One level that is using Lumen for global illumination, and the other level is using, let's say, baked lighting. That is possible. But if they cannot be used at once together. Just something to know. In baked lighting, you can use Lumen reflections, but not GI. So you can use these in combination together, and I think we can try it in an upcoming stream. Use baked lighting and Lumen reflections. That would be cool. So the second question, what tools can we use to modify certain geometries so we don't need to switch back to the software in which the 3D model has been generated? Love watching your videos as well. Keep it up. Thank you, Parth. So for your your first question, I believe it's possible if you create 2 separate levels. So the first level, this one is where you have your post-process volume and you have Lumen, and then you can make a duplicate of the main level itself without these guys. So you need to put everything in one level and then bake the light and switch between them with the blueprint. For your second question, if you enable the modeling tools, the shortcut for that once you enable it mostly is Shift 5. From here you can do so much to your meshes. You can reduce the amount of polygons, you can create new materials, you can do UV mapping, you can fix the location of the pivot on specific actors, and so on. So I love how many improvements we are getting on the modeling tools inside Unreal. And that we don't need to leave the engine to do some mesh operations. These are really good tools here, and they keep receiving improvements. Okay. So let's see where we are. So what I'm doing here is dividing the project into folders. I simply want in the living room, when I hide it and unhide it, and then I want multiple sections in it. So there is the chimney, accessories, there is the dining section, there is the living section, and so on. So ideally, these flowers should go to the living section. This way, when I have a living section as option 1, living section option 2, option 3, that's how we can add interactivity to our projects as we're progressing. And of course, when you make your sections like good in terms of the materials they are using and so on, that's where you can make progress and reuse elements for other projects. I think I cannot hear the stream voice. I hope it's working now. Ah, it is working, yes. So how much time costs for this beautiful project to complete? Video. I just saw your earlier question. To be honest, I lost track on how much time it took for this project. It's on and off for a few months or much more actually. It's a case study, to be honest. Many of these assets have been been cooking on slow fire. There are many more assets I'm excited about that are coming soon. And it was like, for me, testing pipelines, testing like many things. So it took a while, but the purpose of this project was not just to create the project, but to create multiple things around it. And one of them is the blueprints that I didn't showcase yet. So let me show you, for example, the blueprint for orbiting the camera. If it wants to work. Like this. And there is other things actually. That still need work. But there are some modes and tools and time of day. Yeah. So it's a work in progress for all these and also tutorials. So the whole reason this is in progress is because I want to create tutorials, videos. We can go live together. So feel free to ask anything and I will do my best to help and answer. And give me a second, someone has a door. I just need to put some music until I see who's at the door, so give me a moment, guys. All right, we are back. Just want to remind you that you can ask questions at any time, and we will keep working on this project while answering your questions. So here we are under something called architecture. Can simply remove them, go to project, architecture, this level, like this. Ultimately, you want, for example, to hide this level, and it should hide everything related to it. So let's say here, and then the glass, and they can be in special folder. Hey, Arthur. Sorry, Andre. How are you, buddy? Good evening. So this here, we can right click a specific folder and move it wherever you prefer. Now it's kind of getting there. So these are ceiling parts. All of them actually. Ceiling cover, no, this is for a different level. This is for level 1. Or we can actually and for these furnitures in level 3, so I would select these, put it as a name, and then put it under this folder. So ideally, let's say you are in a cool view. Andre, I'm great, man. I hope you too. I've been. How is everything going on your end? Are you creating any new art nowadays? Updating your art station? What have you been up to? Are you also using Unreal? So let's say you have like orthographic view, and I want to try the new camera, the orthographic camera, in like real-time experience. It would be very cool to have an option to hide like specific level like this, and then orbit around the project, and then it would be very cool to hide you know, the second level, see everything under it, and so on. That's what makes Unreal Engine projects special with Lumen, like ability to navigate easily around view designs, and at the same time change, update, interact. I love that we don't need to wait for the light bake. Oh wow, I was talking to myself. I'm here for a short time. Train pre-full project. Nice. Thank you, Andre. Go for the training, my man. Let's keep in touch. And if you have any Unreal questions, let me know here or on Discord, Brewski, or Slack. You always have access. And regarding your questions earlier on Discord, we can have a call, by the way, if you want this week. Set static mesh, copy collision. I'm sure we can access the geometry script in an interesting way. Dynamic mesh. I just noticed. Hello, everyone. It's a pleasure, Andre, buddy. Oh, look at that. That's a happy accident. If you click on the left and the right mouse at the same time, you can zoom in and out dolly like this. Hell yeah. Wow. The more you discover. Talk about special Unreal tips. So this will not work. I don't want to waste more time with the utility widget, but I want to apply the tutorial. We can do it in a bit. What I want to do is to close the mess I have and simply to answer a question that I got earlier. Parth, this is for you. You asked earlier, what can we do inside Unreal Engine without going back to the tool of choice we're using? What operations we can perform? Some of these operations we can perform is UV mapping. So if you take a look at the wall mesh I have here, it has bad UVs, and if I assign any material, you can see that it's stretched in a bad way. And you can fix this if you enable the modeling mode, and you can do that by going to edit, plugins, and just type modeling. You should be the modeling tools editor mode once you enable it, and by default I think it's enabled in most Unreal Engine 5 projects. So if you press Shift 5, you would switch to the modeling mode, or click here on the editor mode, switch from selection to modeling. Now we have all these categories, and one of them is UVs. From here you can do auto unwrap, UV projection, repack your UVs. There is so many cool things you can do here, especially if you have, like, let's say Atlas texture and you want to map things. It's really good. In this case, we want the most simple of them all. It's just a simple box mapping on the object here by 100, 100, and 100 units, like this. And you can move this. So there's so many cool things you can do with the gizmo and the options here. And there are 4 types of mapping: box, cylinder, plane, and exponential map. So we need the box, good old box, and that's it. So if you press Ctrl S, now assign the texture, it's not stretched anymore. It's looking good. So this is one thing we can do directly inside the engine, working with the UVs. Let's say this object here. Here's another thing we can do. I think I've already did. Let's try. Yeah. Here I have, let's switch just to unlit mode. And right now I have this door mesh with, you know, the surrounding wooden element. And let's just go back to default view. Yeah, wooden element, and we're supposed to have some chrome here, some metal, but right now we have just one material ID. How do we fix it without going to 3D Max or Blender? We can fix it from Unreal Engine. So you want to switch to the mode where you can edit this. So modeling mode, you can go to model, polygroup edit, and you can see right now this is just one mesh, and maybe we need to make it multiple parts. And what we need to do is actually not from here, it's from the attributes, and I think it's from edit materials. We can select items and we can assign materials for them. So let me do that. Let's just make the post-process volume in the bathroom slightly more bright, or in this area. Okay, so now I'm gonna cancel this again. Click on the object, go to attributes. Here we have edit materials, and you have the brush, and the brush there are multiple types. So there is brush and volumetric brush and so on. There are multiple ways you can use this brush. The simplest one is just a brush like this, where you click and you have, without clicking anything, if you click it will add to selection, so you can click and drag like this. And sometimes, to be safe, you can click on flat fill, and that will select everything for you that's connected to the actual mesh. So I'm gonna clear my selection. I can again click one here, flat fill, and then I can invert selection to select the hard elements like this. Sorry. And under materials, we have active material, 0, none. If we click here on materials, we have one array element, one material, and it's like this element. And if I want to add another element, which is what we want to do, click. Now we have two elements. You can set the active element to 1 or 0. In this case, it doesn't really matter, all it does. Click one of these guys, and on material edits, you can assign active material. So click here. If I'm not mistaken, it should have now a second material ID, which it does. And as you can see, we have the wooden element by itself, and then we have the chrome element here by itself. So I can click on the element here and type on chrome and select a chrome element that I want to assign. So in this case, mi metal chrome from the library I have. So this is a material, this is a material instance. This definitely needs some work organizing the word outliner, but that's how you do it. Let's say you want to assign a third element for the lock, let's say. So you can go to edit materials, add third array element, and make that your active. Click on the element you want to make yours. Then I'm holding Alt and left clicking to select the element from this side, clicking again on flat fill. So I would make sure I have this selected, and then assign active material. Click OK, and we can make a duplicate and assign it. And that duplicate, if we open the material we have here, I think we can replace the master material with something nicer. So let's type something else. Yeah, this is much better. So let me just keep things organized and say I don't need any of these. Delete. I should make a meme about like when someone type Chrome in the search and how many Chrome materials you have in a project, or steel, or these like common material names. Let's see. Yeah, this is acceptable. Usually you can have like 50 Chrome materials in a project. but it's not a bad idea to select all these bad Chrome materials like this and simply delete them. Or select asset actions. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, you can see it. Select actors using this asset. It will select everything using this asset, and then we can select the material we want to assign on them, and then every time we see Chrome, we can assign it as an object. This way you can replace materials in a project technically in the fastest way possible. Sometimes to make my life easier, I would like isolate my selection and see what I'm working with. And it seems we're working with like small assets, so we can delete what we wanted to delete and being fine. And let's see if we type Chrome here, do we see anything? Kind of, yeah. So let's select 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Why not? Delete all of them. Yeah, that's a way to get rid of all random materials from your project. So what do we have here? Glass for some reason. Elias, welcome buddy. Andre, why you're not using triplanar texture projection if there is many elements with the same texture? Sorry, it's very convenient. I often feel the method for Rex wall. I agree with you, Andre, about like using triplanar projection, and usually it's the best way for Archviz projects that you want to produce fast, especially ones that are coming from SketchUp or Revit or Rhino, where there is no maps or UV mapping applied on these meshes. Now the thing with triplanar projection, if you have a big project with many elements and so on, sorry, it can get little expensive and therefore can be taxing on performance. Now this here, what I'm working on is a virtual reality project. I'm optimizing slowly, and triplanar projection is considered expensive in terms of performance for a VR project. That's why I refrain from using it for the current project we're working with. But that's a good question, Chief. You can always use it, especially for like quick concepts and all. Bake rotation and scale could have been really awesome. So last part we were working on is under project. This part hidden, this part feel this is too dense. We can also put it where it should go, like this. After that, we have spotlights. And spotlights, in this case, I prefer if they are in one global file, and then in that file they can be divided on the room. One way to select all these spotlights is by pressing a shortcut called Ctrl-Shift-A. No, sorry, Shift-E. Shift-E will select similar assets or instances. And I think it's somewhere here. Sorry. Select matching all classes. It works like it's context sensitive. This actually menu here, select, is very useful. So Shift-E will select matching elements. I can isolate my selection. And if you don't know how to isolate your selection, it's a custom shortcut that I use. But if you right click any actor, you can go to visibility, hide selected, show only selected, show all actors. These are the shortcuts I use. And to set shortcuts, again, you can do it from the editor preferences. You can search here for whatever you want to search shortcut for, because it will just find it for you. So like hide selected, under general, keyboard shortcuts, we have hide selected, and it has Shift H, for example. So when I'm working, I sometimes select this item and hide selected. Show all is Ctrl H in my case. So this here is missing a table. That's why I want to see without deleting this, I can hide selected. If I want to see how many lemons are these, if it's like one mesh or not, you can do that. So yeah, this is from CG merger. Is it using the same? It is. Very cool. Now I want to bring that table. Let me show you some very cool trick. You are maybe just like me. I'm not saying I'm lazy, but let's say I want to be lazy now. Okay, I just want to be lazy. I don't want to hold Alt and move, click, and like move it all the way here. I don't want that. So what you can do is use something called paste here. If you select the actor you want to paste, press Ctrl C, and then press where you want to paste. Then press the shortcut you set, and it will paste it for you. So if I want to paste this table there, you can see like we pasted it. And let's just do this. Yeah, actually move this. And in this case would not work. If you hold Control, middle mouse button, sorry, left and right mouse button, you can move actor on the Z-axis up and down. But I feel that if we simply do it this way, it's just faster. Paste here is a custom shortcut. If you right click, you can see under edit, paste here. And the shortcut I personally use is Shift V. So I can, if I want that table here, I can come here and I can Shift V here, Shift V here, Shift V here, and so on. Paste here, paste there, paste everywhere. And yeah. Paulo, fantastic. You fantastic. Thank you. Vicky Ram. Hey Yahya, I leave now. Gotta grab my dinner. Bon appetit, Vicky Ram. I look forward to your final scene. Thank you. Let's chat on widgets on Discord sometimes next week. I definitely need to talk to you about widgets and things we can do. Thank you so much for your help today. And when I make videos, I definitely want to cut the parts, make them into videos. So I want to link up to you. Thank you, buddy. Bon appetit. Enjoy your dinner. Food. I'm hungry. You remind me I'm hungry. It's okay. Enjoy your food. Freezy, Weezy, how are you? Long time, yes. It's been a while. Been very busy on some projects that I cannot talk about, but right now we finished most of them, and there is life. I've been thinking about you guys all the time. I want to be live, to go, to work together, to have some fun, to chat, to chill. And here we are. So it's a pleasure to see you, Freezy. How have you been? So a question, can you talk about the pool water? Yes, indeed. Don't swim if it's cold water or you will get sick. One. Number two, the water here is extremely simple. I think it's from the engine content, if I'm not mistaken, from somewhere or not. Let's check. Yes, this one is from the engine. So, oh, sorry. If you search in the engine content, so let's dock in the layout, let's put the stuff here. And if you go to engine content, here we need to type mi pool. No. How about we enable the plugin content? Yeah. So enable the plugin content like this, show plugin content, and then under plugins, search for mi_pool. You're gonna find two. Sorry, you're gonna find two, and you can use any. What you want to do is to make a copy of this in your project somewhere, and then you can modify that material or material instance like we have here. And to be honest, I completely forgot where this was until yesterday while I was working on this scene with my friend Xavier, and he reminded me where it was. So shout out to Xavier if he's here or not. That's how we did it. Stealing from the engine plugins. So if you assign create a mesh, so let's assign this rectangle, and you take one of these materials that are, you have them but you don't know about them yet. As you can see, it's really cool, it's really nice. If you make it big, you can definitely do that. Now we have a bigger pool, but mom said we cannot, so delete. I hope you found this useful, buddy. Actually, I'm a little sick, Andre. I've been coughing for a while. I don't know why, what's up, but I hope I improve soon. Step by step. The weather is not great. But the stream is taking long. For how long have we been? Wow, 3 hours. Time is going like very fast. Amazing. Paulo, you have a problem with JLTF. When you import it from Blender to Unreal, the object you should be, but the shadow is not correct and it's looking weird. If you can post what does it look like on our community server, that would be great. So to have a better idea about it. Paulo. And I'm gonna tackle it tomorrow. Vicky Ram today. How can I? So that's regarding the water. I'm trying to get the chat. Great. I see you have Dash installed. Is it worth it? Does it make the flow faster? Sorry. I love Dash. To be honest, I didn't use it enough. And also, to be honest, I didn't buy it. I got the key from the creators to test it. And I have been following the development of Dash since the start, since it was like Polygon Flow. What was it was before? It was before Dash. Since like the very start. The founder of Dash is the guy who is he used to be the main engineer, Adnan Shamoud, behind Quixel, the user interface, and like so one of the main engineers at Quixel, when after many years as like being at Epic and Quixel, he made Dash. So that's maybe some background about it. I need to activate my license. I don't think it's working today. I just installed it today on 5.4, but for some reason it's not working. So I need to make it work, and I will definitely cover it in an upcoming stream. Now, did I buy for this? Did I buy it? No, I got the key for free to test it for like 1 year, 2 year license. However, if I didn't get it, I would definitely like try it. And I saw today that they have perpetual license, which is cool. I'm not sure how perpetual it is with updates 1 year or 2 years. I don't know. I'd need to check it out because I need to get it for some of my team members at the studio. And it does have so many good elements to it. So yeah, I love that it has like that search bar where you can like maximize your view and just work. If they have a free trial, and I think they do, give it a shot before you invest. And yeah, I would advise using the trial. And as a tool, it 100% will save you so much time if you create so many environments. And it has a learning curve, you know. I would love to learn it more and show you in action how I can use it. So that will make it better for me to talk. So now, unfortunately, my license is just not working. So there is something with the UI. I don't know. And now I need to restart the engine. Please don't restart. Yeah. So I will activate it soon and we can test it. Thank you so much, Andre. All the best to you too. And I hope to get well very soon. Thank you so much. Honestly, Freezy, when I used Dash in areas where I wanted it, I was like very impressed with it. It works. It works nicely. And it has like also physics painting plugin that's very cool. It has like scattering objects tools that are also very cool. And the more they add, the better. You can create many things with PCG, but that's like massive learning curve. Hey, Christian, big hugs from Panama. Big hugs to you too, buddy. Thank you. I definitely need the big hug. Cheers. Sometimes when I laugh, I cough as well. So let's close some of these windows we have. And I need to reduce the lighting because it's hurting my brain, my head. I need foods. Maybe get some falafel. I hope you're staying hydrated, everyone. Thank you so much, Freezy. Oh, by the way, I want to highlight some tools we made today and link to Vikram. So let me show you something. If you, this is for everyone, if you don't use utility widgets, you definitely should use utility widgets. Today, Vikram, Joshi, during the stream, I was wondering, hey, it would be so cool if we had a tool that would like help rotate selected actors. So we did it, and the same, he also shared with me a tool that's really useful for architectural projects that you're creating in Unreal. There is a billion scenario when you have an asset like this. It has no materials, but you assign really cool materials on that actor inside inside the engine here. Sorry. In this case, I don't have them, but so let's say the painted gunmetal. I need to have a copy like with the materials. Yeah, I have an idea. So let me just select these two. And let's assign one here and the second on the second. All right. And let's reset the value. And now there is always so many scenarios where you simply select the actor and you assign the material to the actor in the viewport, and maybe this actor is here and it's maybe in a billion other places in your project. So what we usually do is open the main actor and then assign the materials here. So with the editor utility widgets, and this is a tutorial I saw last week, I shared it in the chat and it's here, accelerating, like, why do I have OpenAI? Accelerating your workflow in editor.
Now,
accelerating your in-editor workflows with editor utilities. This is very nice talk in GDC 2024. And one of the things, like there is a billion things you can make with these utilities. And again, thanks to Vikram today for helping me creating two very cute tools. And one of them is when I have an object like this, and I don't want to assign the materials here, you can simply run the utility widget that you designed, and we design like this way. So I put like the material, the random, whatever buttons we want, and this is what it looks like. This is what Vikram shared with me, for example, set material. So let's just run this. Set material. You can you can design menus with buttons and whatever you want on top of them with functionality. And this functionality, you can program it from here. If you go on the today's stream or wait on the channel, we're gonna make a video about how we made this. But once you have your thingy set up and you have the actor like this selected, in this case, I want to set the material on the original mesh that I currently have here. So when you click this, it just works. As you can see, it assigns them everywhere that they are copied, and it assigns them also on the actual mesh. And it works on many selected objects and so on. So this is like one thing we made today. Another cool thing we made today was, let's say you have so many apples like this, and you want these apples to be randomized. I know this is looking funny. This is apples with apples and more. But imagine if this was just one apple or one item and you want it to be randomized in rotation on the X, Y, and Z. We can make a button for that. So it just randomizes every time you click. Imagine if you made the tool that would randomize doors if they open or closed, let's say 90 degrees. Instead of X, Y, and Z, you can just on the Z axis, for example. I'm looking more into this. I want to learn more about it. Imagine if you can assign UVs, if you can unify meshes, but there are so many functionalities you can design and create with these editor utility widgets. And yeah, this is, I think, one of the most important things we covered today. There is everything else here we covered today. You guys asked really cool questions. So I wanted to get you all up to speed and to give shout out to Vikram Joshi for his help today on today's stream. And thank you. So I want to wrap up the stream soon. If there are any questions, guys, this is the time to ask questions. We can answer anything before we wrap up, because the boy needs to stay hydrated and eat some food. We will make more of these lives on daily basis. So the whole purpose of these streams is to fire up the engine, open a project, work on it, ask you guys questions, or share with you what I know, what I'm learning, and this way we learn together. Like this is why I'm very happy today with Vikram intervention and like helping me with making these awesome tools. And this also happens so many times when I'm learning Blender. Many of you guys like show me the way in Blender and it helps so much. So as much as I love making the videos you guys see on the channel, it's like vice versa, because I learn also from you guys, from the community, and it's beautiful to see us like learning together and teaching each other things. So thanks to all of you. And yeah, I'm just, this just makes me really happy, you know. I wanted to talk about it. Caspian, I am great, my man. Thank you so much. I hope you too. And I'm okay. I'm just a little sick, but I'm good. Freezy, stupid. There are no stupid questions, sir. How do you know what nodes does what? Do you have to know programming? I mean, let's say you want to rotate a door. How do you think what nodes does what, or why you need a timeline to, and so on? That's a great question. So Unreal Engine and Apex makes it easier for you when you are programming with the engine using the visual scripting blueprint by something called context sensitive. And if you are clicking and dragging from this button here, you get so many options. And you can get many more options if you disable context sensitive, which is something I don't recommend. No one recommends. Never disable this, especially if you're like just like me, Freezy. Because when you, as you just said, by the way, you kind of just know. So like in today's example, I know that want to have random rotation, right? And I have little background in the past, so you kind of get slowly into blueprint by practicing and getting to nodes, and then just ability to be curious, read a little bit. So there are things in the past I learned, like random float, let's say I learned by accident. But then later someone taught me about this, or YouTube video. And you will not see the random float if you switch from here and type random. Well, if you type float from here, it's gonna be hard to find it. But if you type, so let's type it again, random float. Look, there is no random float from here. But if you type random float from here, you can immediately see it, right? So the context sensitive helps you so much, and it makes like things 10 times easier to learn. So in a way, you kind of know what you want. So from here, like we were looking for selected actors, and from selected actors, because it's many actors in programming for each loop, there is this concept that I still don't really understand, but I know this line of code or this multiple codes will be like run multiple times for each actor. So we have this function, and from here, I know we want, let's say, rotation. So you type rotation and you can see like set actor rotation, relative rotation, location and rotation, and you can see these nodes. And these are the executable actions. So you have transformation, you have utilities, casting, enums, flow control, and so on. The more you use Blueprint, the more you learn it, the more like, by learning Blueprint, you are becoming a programmer. And you have to start somewhere. You don't start knowing all nodes and everything. Programming is something you learn, and it's a skill that can be kind of easily acquired with visual scripting like we do here. And yeah, one thing I like about AI is like it really helps with programming a little bit as a co-pilot. And the best way to learn it is by looking at some tools and things on YouTube and online. Do the same, look, reverse engineer, recreate, and it's something you will develop as you go. And I think it's really valuable skill to learn blueprint and visual scripting in Unreal Engine. It what can really separate you from other artists in the space, from a person like if you're just creating visuals to someone who is creating visuals but also creating tools to help you create visuals much faster and so on. Oh, my camera crashed. Not cool. Let's see if this will work. Okay, thank you. It was like this, right? I am Farzat who come to your stream many times. Caspian, Habibi, thank you. I'm glad to see you again, Farzat. Akash, thank you by the way about the camera. So Caspian, how can we add customized HDRI to our project and sync it with our property project? I don't really understand, but to add an HDRI, the best way like to do it is to have the HDRI plugin enabled. When you go to plugins and here you type HDRI backdrop, you can enable this, then add a backdrop to your project like this, and replace the material that you have here as the cube map, and of course set the position, and here is the backdrop basically. So that's the fastest way in my opinion. It's so vast, by the time I learn it will be 50, 60, 50 will be available to download. I think, sorry, I love Unreal Engine because it's not hard to learn, but as you said, it has like massive learning curve. There is so much that you can learn about it. So many tools, so many editors. It's definitely vast. Focus on things you like doing. That's my advice. Like for me, recently I'm focused more on the technical art, these type of tools, learning blueprint, these kind of things, because I want to create environments much faster. And like for me, like learning shortcuts, learning like the tips and tricks I share during the streams, they help me finish faster. So I also need 50 years to learn everything I need to learn. So many games, so many programs, so many books, and so little time. Stay hydrated. Akash, first time I see someone streaming 3D stuff, I'll be here often, more often. Welcome. I'm glad. Welcome to the Unreal Engine community here, where we stream 3D stuff. We talk Unreal Engine, architecture, Blender, 3D Max, world building, lighting. So any questions you have, it's a pleasure to have you in the community, and cheers. Guys, if you're enjoying the stream, don't forget to leave a like. It would just help reach more people like Akash, and it would really mean a lot to us and to me, because it would show real support. The algorithm will bless us. So thank you. So I hope you enjoy today's stream, everyone. I'm gonna see a few final questions, and hopefully tomorrow I will see you around the same time, and let's keep these going. Actually, tomorrow morning we will go with Xavier, so keep an eye on the upcoming streams if you're here in the morning or in the evening, depending on where you are. But tomorrow's stream is gonna be fun. If any easy way to create caustics on the water pool? Yes, we can cover this in the future. I think the caustics here are by the material itself. So this material, you can find it within your content, like the plugin content. If you, from settings, enable the engine and plugin content and search for MI pool, you can find this texture that you can duplicate and work with. And other way to create caustics is to create, like, bring a light and have a light function with caustics. So that light function would look like something like this. Light function caustics. This is a good way to cheat caustics in real-time engines. Yeah. Here, Fabrice, if you know Fabrice Borelli, this is great guy. So this is what seems to be a nice tutorial. I didn't watch it, but I hope this helps. Cheers, Christian. So Eldridge Fielder, following up on this comment with programming in Blueprint, the tip is to try avoid using event ticks as much as possible, as they build up on performance over time. Try to use timelines and timer by function as much as possible. That's a good one, Fielder. Actually, I am guilty of using time ticks for the smooth on the camera, like this one you see here. And yeah, I'm not happy with the performance. I need to figure it out for sure. Thank you. Freezy Weezy, I teach architecture rendering at university level, starting the basics since last year. Amazing, man. Hell yeah. Are you teaching Unreal Engine as well with the architecture? Farzad, Habibi, for generating material in Archviz, we need a 3D one. So what should we do for changing material in Archviz? We need to 3D one. What exactly 3D one material for that? It would. I didn't fully understand, to be honest. Akash, I just started learning Unreal Engine. I subscribed to you just yesterday. Oh, nice. Welcome. Thank you for the subscription. Maybe your videos came across and I found it useful. I'm glad you found the videos useful, man. If you're learning Unreal Engine, I love teaching the engine, that's for sure. Carol, hello, is this Lumen? Yes, the project now is using Lumen, and the proof is when we decide to hide the living room, it's gone. If we want to bring it back, it's back. I love Lumen, I love it so much. But what I don't love about it is when we have so many lights, you need to work heavily on performance. I may want to create a version of this project with baked lighting just to have lights everywhere, but cool performance. Nice, Freezy. Good luck with teaching. If you need any help, let me know. It's all about designing the curriculums, or if you want to become an authorized trainer in Unreal, I can put you on the path for it as well. I'd be happy to support. Is the grass parallax or mesh, Carol? It's parts, actually. Some of that, no, there is no parallax, but it's like the material itself. It's kind of like looking cool from distance. But there are some parts like here, I added some mesh because I thought it's like cool. It gives depth. So that's it. There is no grass anywhere in the project except for a few parts like here. Yes, Farzad, if you can send the video on Discord, I will take a look at it soon today and see if I can send you an answer on the spot or if it's something out of the understanding. Mush Safidi, nice. Yeah, it's a good project, that one. Good stuff, Freezy. Mind if we check out the USD cloud settings? Yours look even more amazing. Thank you, Hidratsi. Let's take a look. Honestly, I'm not sure what special settings I have, but it's just like experimentation. So time of day, cloud coverage a little bit. Fog, add to time intensity, contrast. And everything I think is just a default. However, so apply exposure settings. I'm using my own exposure, my own post-process volume. So let's see, this is the global outside, and I think the color grading here plays a big part. So the post-process for the global exterior, I have on the, there's nothing here. Under temperature, I'm just lowering the temperature, and I have a bleach contrast lookup table on very 0.2. So this is with out. This is with very like nothing literally. So just a very minor color shift. So maybe that's contributing. Oh, the weather system is amazing. This has been moved. I need to add the latest one. I think the weather or some effects have been removed. I'm not really sure. We will take a look at it another time, the filter for the effects, because I think I removed some parts of it while I was cleaning the project, and I made a new folder where I moved stuff. So one thing I want to move actually, the marketplace. Let's do it. This will take a while. Need to fix up the redirectors. Yes, there are some missing. I think they have been removed. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for today, for being here. It has been a pleasure. Honestly, I didn't feel the time at all. It's been 3 hours and a half. Wow. I hope you enjoyed today's stream, and I will see you tomorrow. So make sure you come tomorrow. We can chill, we can drink water, we can drink coffee, and we can do some Unreal Engine work. If you have any questions, you can leave them on this video comments. I will take a look at them later. and see if we can answer them in the upcoming streams. Thank you again for being here today, for your interactions, for your support, for everything. And I will see you very soon. So take care. And stay hydrated. Water is good. Oh, yeah, it's good.